In the previous video, we looked at building a mean-shift clustering model. In this video, we're going to use the concepts of hierarchical clustering and group the dataset using agglomerative clustering. Before we talk about agglomerative clustering, we need to understand hierarchical clustering. Hierarchical clustering refers to a set of clustering algorithms that build tree-like clusters by successively splitting or merging them. This hierarchical structure is represented using a tree. Hierarchical clustering algorithms can be either bottom-up or top-down. Now, what does this mean? In bottom-up algorithms, each data point is treated as a separate cluster with a single object. These clusters are then successfully merged until all the clusters are merged into a single giant cluster. This is called agglomerative clustering. On the other hand, top-down algorithms start with a giant cluster and successively split these clusters until individual data points are reached. You can learn more about it at nlp.stanford.edu. So, now let's dive into it. The full code for this video is given in the agglomerative.py file that's provided to you. Let's look at how it's built. Create a new Python file and import the necessary packages. We've imported these packages here at the beginning. First, we need to define the function that is needed to perform the agglomerative clustering. Then we extract the labels and specify the shapes of the markers for the graph. Now, iterate through the data points and plot them accordingly using different markers. So, in order to demonstrate the advantage of agglomerative clustering, we need to run it on data points that are linked spatially, but also located close to each other in space. Here we want the linked data points to belong to the same cluster, as opposed to data points that are just spatially close to each other. Now define a function to get a set of data points on a spiral. In the previous function, we added some noise to the curve because it adds some uncertainty. Here we define this function. Let's define another function to get data points located on a rose curve. So here we've inserted the code for this purpose. Now, just to add more variety, let's define a hypotrochoid. We're now ready to define the main function, so we go ahead and do it. Now we are ready to run the code. So we go to our command prompt and give the run command. So you can see two figures. In the first, we have not used any connectivity, whereas in the second one, we've used the k-neighbors connectivity. As we can see, using the connectivity feature enables us to group data points that are linked to each other as opposed to clustering them based on their spatial locations. In this video, we have loaded and grouped the input dataset using agglomerative clustering. In the next video, we'll evaluate the performance of clustering algorithms.